About 5 hours ago when I'm recording this, to be honest, I didn't even know they were doing it. I haven't really been paying much attention to a lot of the news around Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League because it's not out, and honestly, it's not really my type of game, but I'm still going to give it a chance. Rocksteady revealed that they are bringing back the Joker again. Once again. Now, there are a lot of caveats to this that I'm going to let you decide your opinion on, and frankly, until the game is out, all we're really talking about is the conceptual idea of the Joker being in another Rocksteady game. Before we hop further into it, I did want to say that my wife Jill has been working on a lot of really cool stuff over on our website, Cosmo Bunny Shop, and that actually is a website where we take comic books and manga that are damaged. We make resin coasters, keychains, trays. They can work for ashtrays, shower soap trays, stuff like that. We make them affordable prices, and basically we turn this art that was going into landfills, because it's not really getting recycled very often, unfortunately, and we're turning it into something that lasts, something that you can have in your home. So I hope you'll check that out. There's also handmade jewelry there. I did want to throw that out there before I start, because to be completely honest, lately YouTube's not really showing my stuff, and we're not making much money. I figure I might as well, show you it's there. Appreciate you very much. Now, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, like I said, it's not really my type of game so far. I'm not really a big looter shooter guy. I was addicted, and I mean like probably medically addicted to Destiny 1 for like a year. Alright, I grinded the hell out of that game. I never put it down. I just kept playing it, and I missed out on a lot of really cool other games that came out around that time that just ended up adding to my backlog, a game that I quickly ran out of content and really only kept doing to try and grind for gear, and because one of my best friends was playing it. That's kind of my experience with a lot of looter shooters, is that when I pick them up, they are addicting gameplay, but you run out of a lot of content quickly. I mean, things become very repetitive. That said, Rocksteady has really tried to push this idea that they are going to be doing a lot of free content updates. You are going to be able to buy stuff, but there's going to be a lot of free content as well that you can enjoy by playing the game, similar to how a lot of MMOs are run. And I will give them absolute credit for that. That's good, that's awesome to see, and that's great for keeping games alive, especially in a genre that is known for dying. Because games as a service is already a thing, and looter shooters plus that is, the game's not going to be around forever. So to have a plan is good, because a lot of people are going to be excited for that, and for a lot of people who this is their type of game, that's going to be a huge deal. That said, the Joker is a character that was the central focus, I would argue, of the character dynamics and relationships of the Batman Arkham series, which is what the universe is that this game takes place in. Now, whenever I bring that up, people are like, well, why is Deadshot black? Why is Harley looking different? Why is Joker back now? Look, there's an explanation for everything, but my personal opinion is that this was not planned from the beginning, and I'll leave it at that. What it comes down to, though, is a question of, is this too much Joker? Now, the way he plays, I think, looks just as fun as anyone else in this game. I don't think he looks like he's a boring character, or like, oh man, this sucks. And it's not even the same exact Joker from before. I've told you before that I actually really like multiverse stories. I really like different universes, different worlds. I really like the idea of, hey, what if things went differently for this person in this other timeline? I think that's interesting. For a lot of you, you've told me that you think it's overdone. You think that, oh, well, everybody's already tackled that. Every other DC crisis in the comics is about that. Marvel has dipped their toes into it with Spider-Verse and What If and all these timelines with Kang and Loki and everything. I get it. I know it's a thing that now has become pretty mainstream, but personally, I still find the idea interesting. That's where this Joker comes in. He's a less experienced Joker from another world where he was actually on the Suicide Squad in that world before Brainiac invaded. There's going to be a lot more information that comes out as the content actually drops, but that's really the TLDR and all that really matters to this conversation. That said, I want to kind of take this from two angles for just a couple minutes. First off, I'm not tired of the multiverse. I'm really not. I don't know when I would be. I suppose when the stories are just awful, I would be. I don't encounter that very often. The trope itself is not boring to me. But the fact that Joker is back again after Rocksteady and WB Games Montreal got a lot of flack for this, for always including Joker, always putting Joker as a centerpiece or a mainstay. I really do understand why that is frustrating to people. I mean, for me, is it that frustrating? Honestly, no. But I feel like I'm not the best source of passion around this game because, to tell you the truth, I'm not very excited for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm not angry at its existence. I'm just not really passionate and excited for it. In fact, I've been playing through a lot of older games, and a lot of the older games I'm making my way towards, I'm much more excited to play for the first or second time than I am to play Suicide Squad. That's just my excitement level. It doesn't mean the game will be good or bad or that you will or won't like it, but a lot of stuff around this with the always online and then needing to patch that later instead of release that on a disc so that there's an offline mode, and the fact that every time this game is talked about, it's the social aspects of it, that kind of stuff just isn't for me. I'm just not really that guy most of the time. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at it from a couple angles, which is first off that I'm not tired of the multiverse angle. It's not really offensive to me to see a different type of Joker show up in this game. But on the other hand, this is the same issue people have with Batman and Spider-Man, by the way. They together are so popular, which is not their fault. It's not the character's fault, but they are so popular that what ends up happening is that DC and Marvel, WB, anybody, Disney, anybody trying to make movies, anybody trying to make tie-in stories, what they do is they latch onto that character and really focus on them instead of building up anyone else. I think that's really the immediate frustration that a lot of people have when they see something like the Joker announced for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They have the same frustration that comic book fans have when they go into a store and they see 12 ongoing Batman runs and miniseries and Bat Family tie-ins, but other characters they like can't get one ongoing series. Yeah, you could say, well, LOL, get good, Batman's just too cool. But at the end of the day, that is an oversaturation. At some point, that does make characters feel less special, that does make characters come off a little more commonplace, and it also waters down stories. It makes it so that characters are so prevalent and always in your face that when they show up again, it's not really a treat for you at all. You're just used to it. You're like, oh yeah, okay, he's back, cool. I think that's really what a lot of the frustration is coming from, because I know that YouTube disabled the like and dislike feature. By the way, it's wildly inaccurate, even with these plugins that you can have. Like, I have plugins that let me see it, and for my videos, if I were to go on a burner account and watch one of my videos, it's not right. Like, it'll do like something crazy, like an extra 30 dislikes that aren't even there, that I don't see in YouTube Studio. I don't really even look at them anyway, because I just don't care about likes and dislikes. I only care about them because of engagement, because I want to make you guys entertained and I want to grow these channels. But companies, you can bet, do care about them. And that's one of the main reasons why they were disabled, because I genuinely think companies got really tired of a bunch of us loser plebeians, us just, scrubs, coming in and ratioing them on their own videos. Like, they got tired of releasing some shitty trailer and like a bunch of us, like 100,000 of us leave a dislike and only 10,000 leave an upvote, and everybody could see that. People were getting tired of that at these corporations. I can guarantee that, because there have been a lot of messages and different things behind the scenes that have pointed to a lot of people blaming the fans, saying fan entitlement, fan expectation, blah, blah, blah. That's the problem. It's not the things that we're putting out. That's a lot of the energy I've also gotten around the Suicide Squad game. There's a lot of people who have made it their entire personality, whether they be content creators or just people on the internet, to defend this game before it's out. I personally find that weird. You didn't work on it. It's going to be okay. If you love the game, great, love it. There's plenty of stuff I like that's not very popular. And at the end of the day, if I love the game or I don't love the game and it's the other way, like, well, let's say it's the most popular thing ever and I hate it, then cool, everybody else gets to enjoy it and I don't. It really doesn't matter. It's not that deep. But it's still worth mentioning that when you look at all of these plugins that show you likes and dislikes, and you go to things like GameSpot's breakdown of the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Elseworlds gameplay insider, which is a mouthful, it's pretty bad. You'll see things like 1,000 upvotes to 3,400 downvotes. Now, I don't think that that's actually accurate. I think it's probably split more 50-50 because of my personal cases that I've seen with my videos where they'll say like, oh, 50 people disliked it, but I'll go look at it and it'll only be 20. I'm personally thinking it's not that bad, but that's still not a good sign. And the online discussion around this has been very, very torn on, hey, look, it's too much Joker. You already did a bait and switch multiple times. You know, you said Joker's dead in Night, but look, he's a main character, even though, yeah, technically he was dead. Oh, look, WB Games Montreal said, hey, Joker's gone, but you know, he's not really the focus here. Like, we're looking at Black Mask, like, we won't really talk about Joker here. Let's just focus on all these other things. And then it's, you know, oh, that's who it is. Rocksteady with, oh, Jason Todd's not the Arkham Knight, and then you play Arkham Knight, and that's who it is. I think that all of those things together, though, have been a source of frustration for people that have made them very irritated with this announcement. That said, this was kind of leaked a while ago. I didn't really talk about it very much because WB really is touchy with leaks. When it's the people whose entire personality on Twitter is to break down leaks and honestly perpetuate them in order to give the game good press, they can't see it. Like, they're like, oh, what leaks? We don't see that. Whatever, let's promote that person. But like, if anybody talks about any kind of leak in a negative way, like, oh, this isn't looking good, they're getting a copyright strike. Like, they're getting like just a straight up DMCA abuse of copyright, where it's being weaponized and enforced for like good publicity versus bad publicity. I've seen that happen multiple times to other YouTubers around this game, and frankly, it's just kind of sad. A lot of those things have left a bad taste in my mouth too, where I'm just like, I hope this is fun. I hope this is cool. I hope it's good. And the multiverse, I don't really think is a problem like everybody else and their grandma seems to hate it. I think it's fun. But that's why people are upset. It is kind of a controversy right now, if you could even call it that. It's more just like a bunch of people are unhappy and a bunch of other people are defending the game before playing it. But on the other hand, you could say a bunch of people are criticizing the game before playing it too. So it's going to be however you look at it. I don't really know what to make of this. It's just kind of like, if you're going to add characters to this game, there's a lot I'd rather see than any variant of the Joker. I'd really rather that Rocksteady just leave the Joker dead instead of keeping going with any kind of Joker. It really comes off as like a cheap trick to me to keep bringing back the Joker, whether it's the same one or not, because it just, I just don't think we need it. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm interested to hear your thoughts down there. Maybe you'll have a wildly different perspective than me, which is totally fine, because at the end of the day, I'm going to play this game on my Let's Play channel with Nate. We're going to play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm not playing it begrudgingly, like, oh, you screw this game, it's going to suck, I'm going to hate it, you know, from the get-go. I want this game to be fun, and actually a lot of the cosmetics I saw in this update I think are cool. But I think a lot of the attitudes around this game and a lot of people defending it so wholeheartedly before it's out, and a lot of the weird defense of games as a service, where it's like people really want games to be disposable and just kind of incomplete experiences, all that stuff has kind of turned me off to it a little bit. I hope to be proven wrong. I hope to try this game, have a really fun time. I hope the Joker's the best character ever designed in any fictional universe ever. That'd be great, because at the end of the day, I get no pleasure out of not enjoying stuff. I'd much rather enjoy stuff than not. But that's just kind of my breakdown on what's going on. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I do appreciate you very much. Also, CosmoBunny.shop. We are doing a lot of different stuff over there. Like I said, comic book coasters, keychains, resin pieces, handmade jewelry. That stuff my wife works very hard on. It's transformative work that I really appreciate and I think is very cool, because this is stuff where these stores are literally throwing these comics out. I mean, like, I've been in small comic stores, unfortunately, in Minnesota where I live, and this stuff goes in the trash. Not even the recycling, the trash. So what we're doing is taking this stuff, not dumpster diving, but taking it from them before they do that, using it to make something cool that goes in your home, and then we make sure to recycle everything else. So things are actually being reused and turned into something new. So I hope you'll check that out too. See you in the next one. I hope I don't sound not passionate about this. Like, I'm not begrudgingly talking about this. I'm just kind of like, this isn't what I wanted out of this universe if you were going to continue it. I didn't want to see this character back again if you were going to continue it, unless you did a sequel to Arkham Origins. But hey, prove me wrong, Rocksteady. Make a great game. I'd love to see it. At the end of the day, what I want is great games, great movies, great comics, great everything for people to enjoy. The world is too sad, too depressing, and too negative already. It's great when things are fun. So, see you in the next one. Stay shui.